landed early. I landed at, I don't know, 10. 10. I got to my house around like 11:30.
Okay.
Threw in the laundry. Vacuumed really quick.
Damn.
And then went to the gas station, put air in my tires. It's been a while since I've done that.
I've never done that.
Really?
Yeah.
Never?
I mean, if I had a flat tire.
My car has a little thing that was popping up with an exclamation mark, and it was at like 36 psi, and it was supposed to be at 42.
Oh.
And I was about to drive up to Topanga Canyon to pick up Sansi.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm going to pop a tire up there because it's kind of like off-roading.
Yeah.
And I filled them up, and as I was filling them up, I was like, I don't know how long I'm supposed to hold this down. And I just kept visualizing the tire exploding into my face.
Doesn't it, the little pop-up tells you what pressure you're at?
See, how do you know that?
There's a little on the air pressure gauge or whatever, the feeder. Once you take it off, it'll like a little stick will pop out and tell you what pressure you're at.
It's news to me.
I only know because I had one. My dad had one as a kid, and I would always play with it.
Oh.
So it was like, and then I took auto class in high school, and I learned.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I was just praying that they wouldn't explode. But then I got back in the car, and they said it was at the same percentage. But when I drove off, the exclamation mark went away. So I don't know. But I filled it up like 8 times. My car did feel a little bit higher up, but it was just one tire.
I'm historically so horrible. Like, I feel like I'm so on top of most things in my life.
Yeah, car stuff is out the window.
Car stuff cannot, like, I have like a free service that I need to do, like, take advantage of for my car, and it's been over a year, and I haven't gotten an oil change. And then my refrigerator needs a new water filter. And
that never happens.
It's been 99 days overdue because that's the max it'll tell you days that are overdue. And it's been 99 days overdue for the last 6 months.
I would say, though, it seems like you get your car done faster because we both got in accidents around the same time. Someone hit us.
Uh-huh, yeah, it wasn't our fault.
And you got your car fixed, like, right away. Well, that girl was like, let me take you to dinner, which was weird.
Yeah, and she never did.
I haven't gotten my car anything.
Why?
Oh, it's not at the top of the list.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get it done. Also, well, the difference is probably because I'm leasing.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't really, mess around with it.
My car will be, like, crunched into a ball by the time I do anything to it.
Now it's ready for a service. You pull up to get an oil
give
change.
it a little buff, would you? I'm so raspy today.
From the shows this weekend?
Yeah.
How were they? It seemed like you were having fun.
I was having fun, I think. The first one Saturday night was the best. It was sold out, and they were just like awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't, for some reason, I never know why, like what makes it a good show. But I came off and I was like, Ben, how was that? And he was like, that was the best you've ever done.
Aww.
And I remember leading up to it, like being like, oh, I don't feel very good. I feel kind of like, ugh. But then on stage, I just felt so calm, and I don't know, everything was sitting in my brain correctly.
Yeah.
Then at the second show, everyone was so fucked up. And this 70-year-old, just fell backwards off of his chair.
From laughing so hard?
That's what I'd like to say. But I said something, and he went to whisper to his buddy sitting next to him, and he leaned in too far and went, ow.
Oh.
Just fell. Like, it was in such slow-mo. I don't know if it's because he was old or what. But I was like, damn, and that funny you fainted.
Do you think he was wasted?
Oh, he was not, yeah. The
Not
people at the
coherent.
late show were, the show was at 10:30, which is already, like, I should be in bed.
Yeah, I probably was.
Yeah. Like, doing 2 shows of that in one night it's rough because
That's wild.
you're sitting there and, like, all of my costumes are wet from the first show.
Oh, it's like putting on a wet swimsuit?
Yes. So it's like you have 10 minutes in between shows, and, like, you do this, like, really high energy meet and greet, and then you go back into the green room and it's just dead silence, and you, like, slowly put back on the wet ensemble and just look in the mirror like, who am I?
Oh my God.
What the fuck am I doing?
I never really thought about that. The only times I've been on the road with you, you only had one show per night.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you have to slam that down?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what. Normally 3 shows I wouldn't be this raspy, but I must have really been belting.
Been belting.
Nicer.
Having a fun time. Looking at real estate.
Yeah.
Just really making a weekend of it.
Yeah, I didn't plan on that when we went up there. And then once I got close, I was just like, damn, it's only like an hour away.
Yeah.
So I went and looked at way too many houses too fast. But it was good.
Yeah, that's... how many did you... Like 6 in a day?
I think, 5 or 6.
That is too many.
Yeah.
Feels like a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. We woke up at like 6, rented a Toyota Tundra.
Nice.
Picked up Ben, drove out there. Was like, yeah, I'm down for an adventure. Of course, every real estate agent, I'm like, we get to the houses and they're not even talking to me. They're talking to Ben.
Are you kidding
He's like,
me?
I don't have any say in this whatsoever.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Yeah, I was like, right here, okay,
Yeah.
right here, Papi Chulo. You tell me about the stats of the house, okay?
That's like when I started working and you're not legally allowed to call yourself an architect until you're licensed.
Mhm.
And so I like started adjusting my language to be like, I work at an architecture firm. And more often than not, people would be like, oh, are you like admin or are you like front desk? And I was like, you motherfuckers. No, I'm
Can
not.
you not tell by my wide leg pant? I am an architect en route.
Trying to run the show here, okay?
You don't have enough lip filler to be admin.
That's true. Yeah, one time someone like chucked like a paper, like a client chucked a paper on my desk and was like, will you make a copy of this for me? And I was like, like just like steam.
Holla.
Yeah, I'm like,
Damn.
No.
That would piss me off.
Mm-hmm. Super annoying.
Yeah.
When I was looking for houses, I was by myself.
Yeah.
No one person to talk to.
Did you like being by yourself? I was kind of like, I might want a second opinion, but then once it came down to it, I was like, I don't need anyone's opinion. Like, I'm going to know exactly what I want when I see it.
Yeah. No, I felt fine. The like paperwork around it was like, I definitely wanted a second opinion because that's the part that feels like foreign.
Yeah.
But like houses, it's like, I know what I want and I can like generally understand. It's like in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it was a lot. I remember being like, I think I spent like 4 weekends in a row, just like it takes up your whole weekend and you're just looking. And
yeah, it's like squeezing that in
on
a weekend of doing shows was like,
yeah, I can imagine.
I had a lot of, I just kept thinking like, God, if I was like drinking also, there would be no way.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Just no way.
I mean, I don't know if you want to like get into it again, but like I know I told you this the other day, but like you just seem so much happier. Like every time I talk to you, I feel like there was like Sober October had like more variation just because it was like, I don't know, you're still feeling like insecure about not drinking or whatever. And the last couple weeks, I just feel like you've been like yourself again. It's been cool. I don't know. Good job.
I feel good. Ben said the same thing. He was like, you seem happier. You're nicer to me.
Oh. Guadalajara's not coming out.
So many things to say right now, but I'm going to bite my tongue. One thing I really was noodling on this weekend is like, I keep thinking about like the future.
Okay.
Like when you're heading in to go do something, are you thinking about that thing or are you like, I'm living in the moment?
Give an example. Like how far in the future are we talking? Like 30 minutes or like 10 years?
10 years.
That's what I'm asking. The future is a very broad.
That would be weird to always be thinking about 10 years ahead.
It would be.
Just like, I got to get that hair appointment because there's going to be a lot of grays. And then I got to, no, like I was standing backstage and like my opener was on and I was just like thinking about after. I was like, all right, what am I going to eat after? I'm just getting to bed and then I'm going to fly out in the morning. I'm going to go pick up Sandy. I'm so excited to see Sandy. And I'm going to go do that. And I was like, fuck, all right, just like I had to stop myself and be like, okay, be here. I think I even looked in the mirror and I was like, we're here right now.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Like just because I felt really tired from all the things. And I was just like, just don't think about anything other than like trying to have a good time on stage. Just like have fun. And I don't feel like I really accomplished that with Patty, but the rest of the show I did start like halfway through. I was like, all right, we're having fun.
Yeah. I feel like when we were in Indianapolis, I caught you doing that a few times. Not talking to yourself in the mirror.
You little freak.
No, but you were like, you kept because you had me to talk to, so like it wasn't stuck in your head, but you were like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, and you're like constantly thinking about the next thing you have to do. And I was like, dude, we don't have to think about that yet. Like just think about like getting through the next like news segment or whatever we were doing that weekend. Like it was just like I can get in that spiral for sure, but I prefer to just be like, be present. Right. Even today driving here, I was like feeling very scattered and like overwhelmed, and like there's just like a lot of shit in my head.
Yeah. Well, you just got the results of your ACL.
Knee.
Is it ACL?
My knee generally. I was worried it was the ACL because I had torn it before, but results are in. So
you got an MRI the other night, and then you went this morning to get the results.
Yeah. So I had the dancing incident. Halloween 2022 blew my knee out.
Yeah.
It has not been the same. It's been 3 weeks since then, and I'm still like limping around wearing a brace. It's like swollen as hell. Last week I went to the doctor. Are you laughing because I'm starting a birth?
No, I feel like my eyes are like glazed over. Like I'm so tired. I'm just like, but I've had so much Celsius today that I keep going like, I'm like twitching a little bit. I've had 2 kernels of popcorn and 3 Celsius.
Jesus.
I also spilled my whole fucking tea all over my lap on the flight.
Oh,
and in first class, that's embarrassing.
That is very embarrassing.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay.
No, yeah, start at birth, Mariam.
Start at birth.
Take us back.
Yeah.
So
So last week, or no, the week before last week, I went to the doctor. Following week, got an MRI. And then today I got the results. And the results are in.
Oh, God.
And
well, you're not crying.
I'm not crying.
Spirits seem fairly neutral.
Yeah, the results are better than I expected, although I'm more embarrassed than I would have been had I actually damaged something.
Oh, God, what is it?
Basically, nothing's wrong, and I have no quad muscle, so...
Like this one?
Yeah, my right. Yeah, exactly. Your front right of your leg. My muscles atrophied from working from home during COVID for 3 years. And I don't do anything with my body, so I have 0 muscles. And it's caused a strain, or I sprained my meniscus. So it's not a tear.
Meniscus.
But I sprained it, and now my knee is full of fluid.
Oh, Jesus,
which is causing
Mariam.
all the issues that I'm having. So, the solve is a stronger anti-inflammatory medication to like get the swelling to go down.
Didn't they already give you like horse pill sized Advils? Those are for your migraines.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just collecting prescriptions.
Your brain is atrophied as well.
I hope not. But yeah, dude, so now I just have 3 more weeks of taking these pills to see if the swelling goes down, and then more physical therapy. And
if not, they could always just pop a little needle in there and suck the fluid out.
Yeah, or they'll give me like steroids or a cortisone shot. I don't know. There's solutions, but none of it's surgical, which feels good.
Good.
Yeah.
No going under the knife.
No going under the knife.
Sentences. I've got some prednisone in my backpack if you need anything.
What is that?
It's a steroid. I don't think I need any more Celsius. It's a steroid. They prescribed it to me because I kept losing my voice, but it's like in reality, steroids are like, they do nothing, you know?
Oh, really? He was like, it's going to have some side effects. And I was like, well, I've already grown a beard, so it can't be much worse. It can't be any,
like, nothing. I mean, yeah. The prednisone, like, I didn't know. So the first time when I started losing my voice again, I took a whole one. And I don't know how many milligrams they are. But I should have like sampled it first to see how it felt before doing. I did it like an hour before going on stage, and I was like, my arms are tingling because it's like you're like, oh, I could go play a football game.
Why did the doctor give you a prescription that like would force you to take half of a pill? Couldn't they just like lower the dose?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's like, this tank needs some more.
This tank over here needs the 20 milligram prednisones. I don't know. I think she was just like, I can only prescribe this many at the time, so I'm going to do that. And she knew I was about to be on. I think I was traveling for the next month.
Gotcha.
So she gave me bigger ones. And I forgot.
Yeah.
And took it. And it's like, it's kind of almost feels like, I don't know, maybe Adderall?
Okay.
No, not so focused though. Well, yeah, it's just like, oh, you're like up, you know, and you're energized. But it makes you retain water.
Okay.
Which I definitely noticed. Someone would hug me and fireball would squirt out of my ears.
Like one of the ducks, the little bath duck. What are those called? Rubber ducky.
Bath duck. What are those? Oh my god. Yeah, but I don't.
Bath duck. Could you imagine if they're branded like that?
Bath duck.
Get kids excited to play with their bath duck.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not great because then you feel like you have a lot more energy than you do. So she was like, be careful because you might take one of these and then think you can sing a cappella.
Oh.
And then you'll lose your voice even more and damage your vocal cords even more.
Interesting. So is it like an adrenaline hit too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely. Straight to the ass.
Okay.
So you could take one and be like, I can go dancing.
Yeah.
And then you'll tear your ACL.
Yeah.
For real.
Don't even need steroids to have that mindset.
You used to like be really strict about your workout schedule. Yeah. Is that out the window?
COVID fucked me up, dude.
Well, even recently you were like, I've got Pilates at 6:30. I'm going to stop going to that. And I was like, fuck off, Mariam.
Yeah. So New Year's resolution last year, 2022, I made a lot of like fitness goals and I was doing really like, I was keeping up with it. I was doing it super consistently, but I wasn't really noticing my muscles coming back. So I don't know if there's like a point of atrophy where it's just like, bye-bye, bitch. Yeah, I think good luck.
I don't know why I'm picturing like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas is like when they show the heart, the x-ray of the heart, and it's like, it's barely beating.
And that's my quad muscle. Just
why don't you give yourself like, would you a squat challenge or something?
So that's why I'm
or
seeing
wall sits.
I need to do all of that. And then what I was like getting motivated again from PT because I like being told what exercises I need to do. Then I'm pretty good at doing them. But then with like when I went to New York, my knee was like really bothering me on that trip. So then it was just making me super paranoid. Like, what if something's wrong in there? And then I do these exercises and I'm actually making it worse. So I've been kind of like phoning in all my exercises until I got this MRI.
Yeah.
Now that I know I need to be doing the exercises, I feel like I'll get back on it. And, you know, January 1st, 2023 is right around the corner. So I'll make another resolution and just get on it.
Are you like a big New Year's resolution girl?
No, I like challenges. I feel like it motivates me. But I can't do like something for the year. I have to break it down into like month-long chunks. Otherwise, it's easy to just like say fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like was doing it with a couple friends in Portland, so it was fun. We had like a little group chat and we would like post about our workouts and stuff. It's just nice. You know?
Oh God.
It's super lame, but it's just fun to have something to.
You're always looking for an accountability buddy.
Yeah.
And
I know.
It always chaps my puss.
How many times have I asked you or offered up like I'll go to the gym on the same days you go to the gym or whatever?
Because I don't fuck with that.
I know.
I can't. I don't need an accountability partner. I don't want one.
Might beg to differ.
You got your schedule. I got mine.
I know. Listen, I'll stop pushing accountability on you.
We tried it once, I think, and it lasted like 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even remember. Was it workout or was it eating?
I remember feeling a little bit too like the words of encouragement
were phony.
Were annoying.
I could see that.
Like you being like, you got this, girl.
Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, this isn't us.
You're right.
Not that we don't like bring each other up, because I think you of all my friends like definitely are like, you help like move me forward, and I try to help you do the same if I ever do.
You do, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've had friends that do the like motivational like, oh my God, yes, girl. Like it does get super annoying. But for me, it's because it feels like it's clearly fake. Mm-hmm. Like it's just like you're doing it because you think you have to. With you, I feel like I mean, I don't normally offer up like congratulations unless I actually mean it. I feel like you know that, but yeah, I could see how you'd be annoyed of me for that. You know?
Yeah. This morning at Starbucks, the girl working the counter was so nice.
Oh.
In the Spokane airport, and they had these new holiday cups.
Is that a fresh purchase?
It's a fresh purchase.
Nice.
And I went to get a giant tea in hopes that the honey would smooth out this raspiness.
Mm-hmm.
And I put that down, and she was like, "Oh, I love that." She was like, "I keep debating like spending a whole paycheck on it." And first I was like, "Fuck, how much is it?" But then she rang me up,
like,
and it was,
"Fuck, you're poor."
It was $29.95, and I was like gonna put another one on the counter and be like, "Oh, let me buy this for you." But then I was like, I wonder if she's just saying that because she works at Starbucks and she feels like she has to.
No.
And I didn't want to get in a position where I like bought her one and she was like, "I fucking did not want this. I like low key hate Starbucks."
Oh.
So I was like, got really in my head about it throughout the minute-long transaction, and I was like, "Oh, don't be annoying. Don't do that."
But that would have been so sweet. Because whatever, worst case scenario, she's like, "I don't want this," but then she could give it as a gift to someone or something, you know? But it's the gesture that's nice.
Yeah.
It's cute that you thought about her.
Wow.
I don't know. When I used to work at Starbucks, it would always like warm my heart. Like,
oh, when people...
Yes, the pay it forward thing. So like someone would buy the drink for the person behind them, and it was so fun to see like how long it would last. And then it's so hard not to judge the asshole that's just like,
stops
"Oh, thanks." Yeah. Cool, that's awesome. And then just like moves on.
Yeah, just a Scrooge.
Yeah. Or they just, it's like,
they
more
just-
often than not, they don't even think about it.
They don't think about it, yeah.
Which is like, I don't know.
So true, yeah. They're just like, "Oh, on with my day. That's nice.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, honey." They won't even remember.
Yeah, got a free coffee today.
Yeah.
And that's it. But yeah, it was always like, "Oh, this motherfucker."
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. We would count and see like how many back it went.
What a fun way to pass the time.
So cute. Just, I love reminders of like good humanity.
Totally.
It's so easy to just be inundated with like trash
Shit, yeah.
constantly, or like everyone's an asshole to everyone all the time. And I personally believe that all people are good, or like that's my default.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to be reminded of that every once in a while. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's some good ones out there.
It can be the smallest thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm driving in that little tundra over the weekend. Like I just remember there was one guy like on a hike or something, and he kind of like looked over and went like,
"Oh,"
and I was just like, "Oh, that's kind."
Yeah.
It was just like the littlest thing, like, "Oh, people are friendly here."
And that doesn't really happen in LA. I know that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like even when I lived in London for a while, like I remember how stiff people were. Like I remember this woman was walking towards me pushing a stroller, and I was 19 at the time. And I was like, "Oh, your baby's really cute." And she just like glared at me and kept walking. Like, like, okay, so don't compliment people's babies in London. But like in LA too, I feel like no one's waving at strangers. I live in a building that has 8 units.
Yeah.
We should all know each other.
For sure.
I haven't met half of them.
But then you don't have to like chit chat all the time. But
Well,
you probably require that.
No, but then you're right, because like, okay, so as you know, my unit mirrors like the building across the like next to mine, and our kitchens face each other, and so I've seen my neighbors.
Oh yeah, I've seen them too.
Yeah, anyone who comes to my house knows who my neighbors are. We're eye to eye.
I always saw when I was making my Chili's classic salad.
Yeah, more ranch, more hot sauce,
or my imitation crab legs.
Oh my god. No, they're real crab, Mariam. They're real crab. They were so cheap. I'm like, they're definitely not real crab.
You and Aaron are always trying to make me feel bad about the imitation crab legs. And they're a delicacy.
You know what? Eat whatever you'd like, but they're not real crab. They're like chunks of random fish.
Whatever.
Compressed together in the shape of a leg.
It's got good texture. And it absorbs butter and garlic.
There we go.
Garlic.
It's an avenue for the sauce consumption. I feel like it's more what it is.
It's a tool.
Yeah. But, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
I thought about, like, this is so weird that we, like, make eye contact and look away. And I've lived basically in the same fucking room as these people for the last 4 years. And so I thought about just writing a sign that said like, "Hi, my name's Mariam," or something, just to be like, can we make a connection and like acknowledge how weird it is that we see each other all the time? And then it went in my head where I was like, yeah, but I don't want to, what if it goes on too long? And then I have to, every time I come in the kitchen, I have to like wave and be friendly, and I don't want to do that. And that's shitty too.
Yeah.
You know? So I never did it, and I ignore them every time I see them.
Who knows if the grass is greener?
It's probably not. They're not my like, I can already tell we wouldn't really be that great of friends, but
yeah.
But maybe they're nice, you know?
Yeah, probably. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe they're killers.
Maybe. I just see them one day and they're just
slashing a body.
Yeah. Gross.
I felt like such a killer this weekend, like, because I have a butter knife during the show.
Okay. Where's this going?
I have a butter knife that I use during the show, like a metal butter knife. And I was standing there backstage with the microphone, and normally I shove it in my bra until it comes time to use it. But I was like, what if I just hold it against the microphone? And I was in the green room for a while walking around with it in my hand. And I was like, I feel like I'm going to fuck someone up.
I guarantee you no one saw you with a butter knife and was like, she's going to fuck someone up.
But it's the way you're holding the knife, and like when you're holding it by your side, it's like,
seems suspicious.
When you forget, and like the servers and that comes into the green room, like, what are you doing? You're trying to end it all. Pacing as Patty with a butter knife.
Yeah.
Like, don't come any closer.
That's fair. Oh.
I mean, I was in my house today waiting to come here, and I knew I had to take Sandy out to pee, but there were two. Pete was out there with his dog. My other neighbor was out there with her dog, and I was like, I stood in the kitchen waiting for them to go back inside because I was like, I don't have the time. Sandy, if she sees other dogs, gets distracted, so she wouldn't pee if they were out there.
Yeah.
So I like waited and watched them both go back into their houses, and then I was like, let's fucking go.
That's so funny. I don't I feel like you and I are both extroverts, and I don't understand, because it's like sometimes when I'm around people, like I know, like I need to be around people. It's energizing. It's like really fulfilling, and I get a lot out of it. And then there are other times where like the exact same scenario feels exhausting and completely depletes my energy. Like I don't know what that is or why that is, or if that means I'm actually an introvert or what, but
I feel like the argument for that like is a little muddy of calling people extroverts or introverts.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Everyone's got both.
Yeah, that's true. They say, like, I'm an introvert and extrovert.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think everyone's a little bit of both.
I
feel like it's more so, like, we all have batteries.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're charged and sometimes they drain. Sometimes they're charged at home. Sometimes they're drained at home.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, whatever you need.
Yeah. Do you feel like that after, like, have you noticed after certain shows, like, the meet and greets? Like, do you feel exhausted by those, or do you feel, like, super, I don't know. Because I've witnessed you doing them. Yeah. And you seem genuinely, like, really, like, energized by meeting the fans.
Yeah. I definitely am while it's happening. But then right when it's over, I'm like, whew, like, shut it down.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I remember one time doing, like, my first whack at a character show in New York. Mm-hmm. Like, the day, it was that time that we were all there together.
Oh, yeah.
And I did the show at Caroline's on Broadway.
Circus?
Snow Circus.
Okay.
And did like a little meet and greet after. And I just remember sitting on the subway, not speaking. Just like, and Sarah and Courtney right there, they're like, is everything okay? It's like, yeah, just like, I've got nothing else in me to give.
Yeah.
Like, no small talk. No, just need silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I do feel like we all have like a threshold.
For sure.
And I even have that, like, yours is probably way higher than the average human's. Mine, I think, is high, but there was definitely a time, like, if I'm in a sort of, like, weird headspace or whatever, like, I don't even have time, like, texting back family members who I love feels exhausting.
Yes.
And I just, like, curl up. I'm like, I just can't do it.
And that's why we buy Zins. Need to text back your family, but feeling a little tired? Pop in a Zen.
Perfect for the holidays, right around the corner.
Perfect for veering through bullshit conversations.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, totally. Texts also. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Well, God forbid someone calls.
I call you all the time. There are so many times.
No,
where,
you're
like,
different though.
No, I know, but like we'll be texting, and I prefer talking over the phone because texting feels like such a waste. Because you start at
birth, and you need you got to tell a long tale to get to a small point.
No, because texting is such a time waster.
Yeah,
I can say, "Hey, how are you?" so much faster than I can type it.
Especially if you're driving down a windy road.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like on multiple occasions, you and I have been like actively texting, and then I'll just be like, "Fuck it," and I'll call you, and then you don't answer. I'm like, I know she has her phone right there.
Because I have times when I'm like, I'm on a non-speaking time right now.
I know. You've told me that before.
Like if I'm laying on the couch like this and someone calls. Also sometimes, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, sometimes, or if I'm watching something really intensely, just like, can we just text?
Yeah. But you could just say that. I mean, it's fun. I'm sure I do it too, but I've definitely noticed it with you where I'm like, fuck. Well, I think what also happened is I saw a meme about it that was like, I wish I remember how it was actually like written, but the gist of it was anyone who knows that you're on your phone because you've been texting them and then calls you is a fucking asshole. I was like, I'm that. So I think I feel extra bad about it. I do it to my brother too, and he won't answer. But I'm just like, well, we're talking anyway. Why don't we just actually like get it done faster and then be done with it?
It's kind of like a mom thing to do. Like I feel like my mom does that.
Okay.
And it's
Here
like,
we go, Mariam,
no,
you're a nerd, man.
We're texting. We're not going to get into an 8-hour conversation right now. Where at the end of the conversation you say, "So what else is new?"
Wait, do I do that with you? I probably.
No, but I mean,
Moms
we usually talk on the phone for a long time, you and I.
Yeah.
And we'll end up, even if it's one thing, going on and on and on. And I think I know that. So I'm like, let's keep it short right now. All I can do right now is short.
Yeah.
What sort of like people or places or conversations do you find outings to be like depleting?
Well,
like, is there something that keeps happening, or you just
I think like when it feels like cyclical, like I've had friends that like are going through some stuff or whatever and like need an outlet or like want advice or something, and I'm more than happy to like be around for that and like contribute and do what I can or just like be an ear. But like after the 10th time and it's the same fucking thing and I've exhausted all the advice I have and you're not listening and you're not changing your behavior.
Yeah, you're still doing the same thing.
It's just like I don't have it. I can't even fake it after a certain point. And then I feel like a bad friend and it's the whole thing. But
as you're saying that, like, is that me?
No.
Because I worried that that's me.
Funny. No, I had...
While I'm complaining to you about something, I go, am I a broken record? Do I sound like a broken record?
I think if, like, with the drinking stuff, like...
Oh, yeah, that got... Yeah.
For sure. Like, if you had continued a pattern of, like, drinking and then being like, I'm so sad I'm drinking this much.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it's like, then do something. You got to do something about it. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself crazy more than anything else. But no, I don't think I've ever felt like that with you. Definitely not.
Okay. Well, you give good advice, which is...
I mean, I try.
Yeah.
But also, I think sometimes I'm like, do I just have to be the advice person? What about when I need advice?
You know? Who do you call? Me.
I do. I like to diversify my...
Yeah.
I have certain people that I call for certain types of advice. Like anything like financial or business related used to always be my dad.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I still call him a lot. But then I also now call friends of mine that have businesses. So you, my friend Ryan, like...
Yeah.
If it's like more sort of psychological or like I need a gut check, there are times where like, you know, you have friends that are like, you know, they're just gonna side with you always.
Yeah.
I find that really annoying. I'm like, no, I want people in my life that will like push back if I'm out of line or if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I have
therapist friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carly. Yeah, she's like, she'll always tell me if I'm being the crazy one in a scenario. But yeah, there are like certain, and again, Carly's one example. I have a handful of friends that'll do that with me, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. It just depends on the thing.
Yeah.
What about you?
For depleting things?
Yeah.
Or like calling for advice?
Either one. Like, what types of things feel super exhausting to you? Or outings, or however you worded it.
Like anything that's not my idea.
That's hilarious.
Ugh.
Maybe that's why we get along, because what I find exhausting is having to be the idea person. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
I really don't like, I just like to do whatever it is and have the plan be ready. Like,
yeah.
Going to dinner, if you ask me where, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Just tell me where, I'll go eat it.
Yeah. If I have a friend who like is like a really big like foodie or something, or knows a particular like country really well, or an island or something, like I will let them take the reins on the planning.
What friends do you have that know an island really well?
My friends that are really familiar with some areas in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Fuck off, Mariam. But for the most part, I feel a little bit cocky about my plan making because I feel like it's going to be superior if I make it. And I feel like if I let someone else have the reins and they fuck it up, I'm like, I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
but you're
like,
kind of like that with everything.
And then I start feeling like it's my fault because I allowed it to happen. And I'm like, I'm pissed, and I knew this was going to happen.
So funny.
Wait, I'm kind of what, though? What are you saying?
You're like that with not just plans. You like to have, like, creative control over everything.
Yeah, because I think, like, if something starts with an idea and you have a vision, you can't, like, sacrifice it, you know?
Yeah.
If you keep, unless it's, it depends on if you're like working with other people, and it's like, of course, like, let's make the greatest possible thing. But it's kind of just like, if this is something that I like saw and I want to like put out into the world, like,
yeah,
if I see mozzarella sticks,
what?
Just thinking about dinner plans.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if that's like a personality thing, because I strongly feel, and this has been coming up a lot in my life, where I like, especially in my work stuff, where I'm like, I know what I'm really good at, and I know what I'm not great at, and I feel really comfortable like delegating or like handing off something, even if I have a vision for it. I can say like, this person is going to be able to execute it better than I can because they have expertise that I don't, even though as long as I can communicate the vision to them, then that means like I'm doing my job and I'm setting them up for success.
Yeah.
But like if for example, like the cover for this show.
Yeah.
Do you not like it?
No, I for some reason, like, have the urge to, like, wrestle. Like, I feel like that...
Like you and I right now?
Like, I feel like I need to do, like, some... Maybe just because of the flight this morning, but I feel like I need to, like...
I think the Celsius... I think the Celsius is getting to you.
I love the art for the show.
Okay.
I love the art for the show. What do you mean?
Well, okay, I don't know, because I realized that's an element that, like,
you took the reins on.
And I'm
really glad you did, because I can't do everything, Mariam.
Oh, my God. Your mic is just precariously placed on the edge of the table. It's driving me nuts.
Jesus, dude. It's interesting that you feel so comfortable delegating, because that's something that I really struggle with.
I know.
But I think you're used to having...
a team.
Yeah.
I've had to, I guess... What? Fuck.
Like people below you?
Yeah, that's a shitty way to put it, but like... yeah. Like a team of people that I, like, oversee.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
below you. we have different styles of teams. You spit all over yourself, because like I wouldn't call like my agents and stuff like
below
me. It's just like it's structured differently,
right?
But
they're like owning aspects.
Yes,
that they are expertise.
They are expertise at.
Yeah. Right. But so I guess maybe the difference is like you don't necessarily, because of that, you aren't responsible for like articulating what needs to get done because they already know what needs to get done.
Yeah.
Whereas like
as you say it, I'm like, yeah, no, a lot of times you still do though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's this business.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm just better than you. I'm just kidding. No, it's like it's
definitely something I need to and want to work on, and I'm actively trying to get better at.
Yeah. I heard an interview with Quentin Tarantino actually, and he was talking about like being a director. And Steve Jobs has a lot of very similar philosophies, or did have a lot of similar philosophies for how he like ran Apple. But the general premise is like you hire good people and you trust that those people can execute your vision. And as long as you as a director or as like the visionary can communicate and set the people up that have the skill set to do the thing. Mm-hmm. So like for Quentin Tarantino, it's like the cinematographer or like the production assistants or whoever, like as long as he's like and actors too, like letting them know like what the goals are, then he trusts the fact that they'll be able to do it the way that he wants them to. And same with like Steve Jobs has some quote where it's like you hire good people so that not to tell them what to do, but so that they tell you what to do. Yeah. Which that's the dream. And I feel like a lot of managers or like people in positions of power are so like either afraid to relinquish control or like get something out of like being in power that they don't do that and like feel like they aren't contributing if they're not the doing, like the ones doing the stuff. Yeah. Which is just like, it's one way, but arguably like your life's way easier if you have a team of people that can like do the thing. Yeah. I think it really would stunt growth if you can't find a way to do that. Yeah, totally. And like there's a gray area too, right? Like there are definitely things that like I do, but like while I'm doing it, I try and like show or explain why I'm doing it that way. Because otherwise, and I've been on the receiving end of that, like where I've had really great managers that have like taught me along the way. And I've had really shitty managers that are just like, you're doing it wrong, let me do it. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to learn if you'd ever tell me, like, how would I ever do it differently if you don't explain to me why I did it wrong this time? Yeah. But like that, I don't know, there's always like a spot in the middle where it's like you have to sort of like be heavier handed, and then there's a point where you are both comfortable enough to like relinquish that control. Yeah. This is probably pretty boring, huh? No. No, it's exciting. Okay. No, it is. I'm thinking about all these things that like some of the things you say, I'm like, oh God, sometimes I do that. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, you're doing it wrong, let me do it. But then I get mad because I feel like I have already explained it. It keeps getting done wrong. Which is also could be true. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think like I've always tried to like explain it almost like it's like a 3-strike rule. No. It's no, condescension is never a good method. No, but like you have to change your approach, right? Like again, trust in humanity, give people the benefit of the doubt. Like they're not doing something wrong because they like being bad. Yeah. No one would ever do that, you know? So it's like, okay, first time if I explained it and it gets done wrong, okay, I probably explained it wrong. Like I'll take the first step to like ask the question, like was I clear? Could I have explained it better? Whatever. Have some like gushy conversations that probably make your skin crawl. And then try it again a different way. if that doesn't work, then the third time it's probably the person is unable to perform
and therefore should be fired.
Right. Yeah. I mean, really, right. Or like they need to be under someone who has a different style of management, or in a role that has like that better matches what their skill set is, or whatever it is, right? Like,
yeah.
But I feel like you always have to give it a few goes before you can just be like, fuck it, they don't get it, and that's it.
The other thing I realized is, like, this might sound so dumb, but if someone keeps messing something up or has messed it up a couple times, like, do not waste your time bitching about it to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. It never, no, you have,
you're like doubling down on the time wasted for this thing. And it's just like, you don't need to be doing that. Like,
right.
It's not tea. It's not like, no, you know, just like go fix it and get it done.
Yeah. What did you mean by it's not tea?
It's not like exciting, like,
something like gossip.
Yeah.
I was picturing
like, don't treat it like gossip.
Tea.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So I think a lot of times that's our first, we want to be like bitch to someone about it.
Yeah.
You know? It's funny to hear you say that too, because I think there was a meme or something yesterday that I was looking at that's like regular language or like Gen Z language or something and like corporate language and altering those two. And it's like a person asking their boss, like, how do I say basically fuck around and find out? And I feel like I talk that way. And Erin is so good at like saying the exact corporate correct thing in every situation. I'm like, this is good for PR. Like,
yeah,
she really knows how to like manage people and like just, you know. And I just feel like I want to speak like a Joe Dirt. But you
are like, you are a product in a way. Like, like it's just like, I'm trying to like, what's a good example of like, as the talent or whatever, like it would, again, it's not necessarily your expertise to be managing
good. So I don't have
people.
To learn all that shit.
No, I feel like that's why like a lot of people will like, there's a reason why like artists are artists and need like project managers to get them to deliver something. You know, it's, you have to have like both sides of it and again be able to acknowledge like what's a strength and what's not. You're sort of weird because you are really like like you can be really organized and like get shit done, and I feel like you understand the importance of like meeting deadlines and all of this stuff. But it's hard to wear multiple hats and do it all like perfect.
Definitely. I think I remember thinking like, did I fuck myself over as an artist by first moving to LA? I mean, I had to get like a job so that I could do stand-up at night. But I remember thinking like, did this year of working this 9 to 5 like fuck me up? Because of like having to be so professional. And then like I also rushed a business fraternity in college, and like they were so strict. I'm like, this is how you send a fucking email. And like cover letters and just all this like every manners and everything you're supposed to like that's proper to do. Yeah. And it was in a time when like all of that was kind of shifting to become more casual, and it's even more casual now, like Slack and stuff. But I remember for so long being like, I don't really feel like a real artist because I feel like I'm too trained in like business to let that creative freak really fly. Yeah. And I feel like it's only in the past few years started to like really feel correct. And I'm grateful now that I have that experience. But for a while I kept being like, oh, is this a thing that's going to hold me back forever? Yeah. I'm never really going to feel like the artist. I'm going to feel like someone that should be behind the scenes or something.
That's so funny because I'm similar in my field where like I am a designer by trade, which is like creative and artistic. But I also, architecture is this weird world because you have to deliver. You have to, and you also have to be able to like communicate something to the guy who's actually going to build it.
Yeah, people, and the client who wants something from you.
Right. And it's like, unless you, like my philosophy, and I feel like makes me kind of harder on employees or like teammates or whatever, because I'm like, you don't get to just be creative. If you were just creative, then be a fucking artist.
Yeah.
Like, this is not it is a very like creative field, but you have to be responsible for like delivering things and executing things and communicating in a way that like gets it to the finish line. Otherwise, you're not doing what the job is. And architecture is like historic for like, I always felt that you'll see it in every firm. Women in architecture often go into project management roles and then never get the opportunity to really be like on the design side of it. And men often are in like creative director roles. And I strongly believe, in my experience, that those men are being rewarded for having a like deficiency. Like, because they cannot be organized.
Yes.
They get rewarded and are like able to just live in this like cloud land of creativity. Yeah. And women are effectively like punished.
Women see it and they're like, this can't not get done.
Exactly.
This is disorganized. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix the problem.
And like I'm sure there are exceptions to that rule, of course. But it's always driven me nuts because at every job I've had, like, I always get asked the question, like, would you consider being a project manager? And I always say no, because I, like, that feels like punishment. Like, no, I don't want to just, like, manage a schedule. Yeah. I want to do the fun stuff. And if it means that in order to do the fun stuff, I also have to, like, manage the shit that the guys on the team can't manage, then I'll do both jobs instead of just, like... But, like, never has anyone offered for me to just, like, live in the cloud land. And I wonder if I had just ignored the shit that has to get done and been bad at it, would I have been rewarded?
And would you have been fired?
Exactly. And I'll never know because it didn't feel right to me to be bad at half of my job.
Yeah. You're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, but I've always, like, it's in the back of my mind always where I'm like, maybe I'm not as good of a designer as I could have been if I paid less attention to this stuff.
Yeah, you allowed that to, like, take over part of your brain.
Yeah. But I think I prefer that.
I think we're better off.
Yeah.
Just, it's like a fine aged cheese.
Got cheese on the mind, huh?
I got some fresh Gruyere at home.
Why did you add in our notes Gruyere?
I did.
One of the notes in our shared doc is all it says is Gruyere.
I have no idea, dude. I think I had an idea, and then that ship just sailed. Some ideas are so fucking fleeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're gone, and they may never return.
I woke up this morning and I was like, oh yeah, last night I had the thing that I was going to remember to talk about today, and I wrote it down. And I reminded myself to write it down. And then I looked at my phone and I didn't write anything down. And
it's the worst.
Don't know what it was.
Like, where is it? And which fucking note did I put it in?
And was it a dream? Like, did the whole idea of me having an idea,
That's frightening.
Was it just made up? Like, I have no idea. And I don't remember what it was.
Have you been taking things to sleep? You don't take anything to sleep? And do you give yourself a treat at night?
What do you mean, like Gruyere?
Like, are you the type of person when the sun goes down and it's time to, like, get into bed, you're like, I need a treat?
I prefer it, but I don't need it. I often go for grapes. I kind of always have grapes in the fridge.
Tragic little bitch.
But if I had ice cream, I would for sure go to ice cream.
Grapes are kind of nice.
Grapes are good. They're a little sweet hit.
Sweet hit.
What's your treat? What's your reward? Pre-bed reward?
It depends. Candy Crush.
Oh, I thought we were talking food rewards. You mean just any treat?
Yeah, no, just like any sort of little stimulation.
Oh.
No, yeah. It depends.
Candy Crush. I don't understand it.
I don't either. It's just like you get addicted to it. It's like it's like scrolling. I don't know. Dude, I can't stop thinking about this. There's this like Bo Burnham clip that came through the feed somewhere or another, and he was talking so passionately about how like phones are just like, of course they want to take every second of our lives.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal of like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like looking at my phone like, oh fuck.
I want to know what this quote was.
I'll dig it up. It wasn't a quote. It was just like, it was
a clip,
a long thing, but he was just talking about like, I don't know. Like phones and where people are at now, and like how people aren't having like, or sometimes they're struggling to have conversations or are anxious and depressed. And it's like, it all goes into like how everything has changed now that we have this thing in our hand and we always want to be on it. Like it's like a Zen addiction. It's just like,
it's for sure an addiction.
Like, have you ever been at a social thing where it's like you're not supposed to really be on your phone?
Yeah.
Or if there's like a really packed day, sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go home and just like stare at my fucking phone.
Wow.
Like I need like screen time. It's like I crave it like an addiction. And I was thinking about it. Made me start thinking about it more. I'll find the clip and I'll send it. You just play clip.
I don't crave phone time. That's for sure.
You're a well-balanced human.
Well, no, I mean, I'm definitely addicted to my phone more than I'd like to be, but I don't like want to look at it.
Yeah.
I just do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful about it.
Someone I was recently chatting with, they keep their phone in the separate room when they go to bed. So like it's a new sort of like keep it away. They like bought an alarm clock to just not have to rely on the phone so much, which is true. Like when your alarm goes off in the morning, I don't know about you, but like it goes off on my phone and then I pick my phone up and I'm just like scroll. Like every morning starts with staring at this stupid box.
Yeah. I actually don't use an alarm.
I normally don't. I set it as like a backup for
just
work
in
days.
case. Yeah.
Do you wake up with the sun? Or no, the dog?
The sun?
I wake up with the sun.
Am I sleeping outside?
No, but I don't have blackout curtains, so when the sun rises, it wakes me up.
You wake up with the sun.
What are we, cavemen?
Yes, Mariam, I rise with the sun.
I do. You're making fun of it, but I do.
I shake the bark off my back. I do actually have my Philips Hue lights.
Yeah.
Philips Hue, if you want to sponsor this podcast, I would be beyond ecstatic.
Yeah.
Those lights, Erin got me that for my birthday because she knew I was like sad more than usual. Because in my old place I had like rainbow everything, you know, like I need color and just like fun and, you know, a little bit of crazy and chaos and such. You got these lights that you can set them to rise like a sun in the morning.
Cool.
On an alarm. I haven't quite figured that out yet.
There is an alarm clock, I think it is also by Philips, that does that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it works.
We're really just like, we've moved so inside that we're recreating everything we need to be outside, you know?
Yeah,
everything has become some sort of a business.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like
the candles that smell like fire. It's just like, just go make a fucking fire.
Go make a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just artificial scent to recreate it.
Yeah. That's why it's so nice to like be in the woods this weekend. In Idaho, just like, you know, you just take it in.
I do. I'm excited to go back home. I feel like Oregon is you just don't get the same kind of nature in LA.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time I go back to like real fires with real wood in a real fireplace is like holidays for me. And it's just so nice. And I have a fireplace in my place in LA, but like when would I ever need to use it, you know?
It's getting pretty chilly now.
It is, yeah.
Is it a wood fireplace?
It's gas, but I never turned the gas on. I've literally never used it.
Damn.
I know. I could probably do a real wood fire in there.
Yeah, does it have a chimney?
Yeah. Should we try it out?
I lit a fire recently.
Where? On purpose or on accident? Was it in the oven with a frozen pizza?
I'm having an existential crisis.
Why?
No, I'm not. At the Oregon coast.
Oh.
My sister couldn't do it. Aaron couldn't do it.
Wow.
I sat there and I was like...
Wait, did they try?
I really was
couldn't?
like, I want you guys to try and do this.
Wow.
And they just couldn't figure it out.
How would they survive in the wilderness?
I don't know.
Do you think about that?
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's like it's my motivation for working out. Like I don't. It's cool to be skinny, but like I
survive
just
as a caveman.
Yeah, I want to be able to like
strong.
Yeah, if I'm like hanging off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
It's not my weak arms that are going to be the reason that I'm dead. You know?
Have you hung recently?
Off the edge of a cliff?
Off anything?
No, I would definitely die right now.
Yes, I was gonna say.
I mean, my quads are non-existent, so per the doctor.
Are you caught up on White Lotus?
I didn't watch this week's.
Okay,
but I've watched the first 2.
Are there 3? There's 3 out now, or are there 2?
I think the third one came out last night.
Okay, because I've only watched the first.
Oh.
And who do you think's gonna die at this point?
Well, so I'm 2 episodes in.
Yeah, and I'm 1. So
I have a theory. I think multiple people are gonna die, which I don't think is a hot take. I think maybe you didn't read the subtitles at the beginning in the first episode. Spoiler alert, I guess, if anyone's hasn't watched the first
acting
episode.
Like I didn't read, like it's an assignment.
I mean,
like what if I didn't have the fucking subtitles on?
There is a moment where they're speaking in Italian.
The dad and the dads.
The police officer and the hotel lady.
Mm-hmm.
And he says,
"Oh, multiple people.
There's multiple bodies."
Mm-hmm.
So I think
multiple casualties.
Yeah, I think there's got to be multiple casualties.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but are they all stars?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Exactly. I think...
And that's why we have Zen.
I think...
A little kick when you're watching White Lotus.
Or right now. Doink. I think the dad...
The Italian dad? No.
Well, the not the grandpa, the dad.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I think he's gonna die.
Okay. By getting fucked by a prostitute?
Maybe. Or, yeah, some.
Okay.
Or he pissed off the pimp. I don't know.
Do they have a pimp?
No. I don't know. It's just coming up with ways that the prostitutes would kill him.
The one where the girl is singing?
Yeah.
She's so good.
Okay.
On the piano?
Yeah. Great.
You don't think so?
Sure. Yeah. It wasn't like a notable, like I didn't
I
turn
remember
off
being
the
really
episode.
nervous for that portion of the show, and I was like, oh my God, what if she fucking sucks?
Oh.
And I was like, yeah.
Beautiful.
She can really sing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, wow.
That's cute. Yeah, no, I didn't have that same experience.
Have you ever been watching someone perform and you get like the chills?
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
For sure.
And who might that be? Carrot Top?
Oh my God. No. Never.
Erin told me that she thought Carrot Top and Shaun White were the same person a couple days ago.
I definitely used to think that. I for sure used to think that. Now Carrot Top does not look anything like Shaun White.
No, he certainly does not.
No, but there was a moment where they both had long.
Yeah.
And I
think people were calling Shaun White Carrot Top for a while too.
Okay.
Like the flipping carrot or something. The flying carrot.
Oh, funny. The flipping carrot. Yeah, but now current day Carrot Top and Shaun White, I would not get confused.
Yeah.
That's funny, Erin. I don't know who's given me chills, but I've definitely just like watched performances, not really in comedy, but like singing performances more so. Mm-hmm. And felt like, I mean, I get really like, I'm very attached to music. I like, always have it playing. I don't know. I get emotional with that shit. Yeah. So.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like have to have music playing.
Same. And it really I'll choose songs that like reflect my mood. Mm-hmm. Like earlier today, I told you before we got here, but I was like, I don't know, like I'm feeling like I feel fine. I'm in like a pleasant mood. Nothing bad happened. But I just wanted like sad music.
Yeah.
and I like searched in Spotify cry.
Yeah.
And it came up with a playlist that apparently it was like made for you. And it was like sad music for me.
And was it pretty good?
It was great. It was exactly what I wanted. It's like, these are the ballads that I needed in my life.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's very rare that I put on like sad, cry, emotional, like depressing. But it has happened. I also have a playlist on my phone called Funeral. Becky Biggles Funeral.
And it's the songs you want played at your funeral?
Yeah.
What? Do you want to do you want people to be okay, what kind of song? Are they sad songs or are they like clown music?
They're like
Your parents are just like
turn it off. No, it's like
all you ladies pop your pussy
like this. It's a mix, but it's like upbeat and yeah. I feel like it's happy songs it's happy songs that you could also play at a funeral that would make people cry really fucking hard.
Okay.
But I listen to it sometimes when I'm sad. Do you ever visualize your funeral?
Never.
Okay.
No, I kind of
just feel like I'd like a say in the music.
I kind of don't want the idea of people being sad about me makes me sad. So I just don't really think about it.
Yeah.
And I want to be cremated. Like, I don't want it to be like, I would rather have people just be like,
I want an open casket as entitled.
Oh my God. That, I would not like that.
Catered by Red Robin.
Not Chili's?
And it's weird. I also, making the playlist is, I picture like, not Chili's.
Yeah.
No. I picture like, a video production. Like someone's playing a highlight reel to this sad music.
Wow. Maybe you should make your own.
I probably should, and I will.
And have it in your will. Like, you guys must play this if I die.
Yeah. You'd play it 30 seconds.
Could you imagine if it was Chili's?
I'll have a rider for my funeral.
Yeah. Everyone's shotgunning White Claws. And,
2 12-packs of non-carbonated Celsius.
Oh, my God.
1 butter knife. That's on my rider.
Yeah, it's just the
like,
same rider that you have for your shows right now.
Yeah.
And a cheese plate.
Yeah.
With Gruyere.
It's a great cheese.
It is a great cheese. Maybe that's why you wrote it.
Probably.
What's your favorite cheese? Okay, if your funeral was catered by Chili's, though, it would be, or any sort of like buffalo wings. I feel like it would be really funny at a funeral for people to just be like
eating wings,
just eating food that has to be like saucy finger food. That just feels really gross and weird.
Like very, very wet pulled pork.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked her. I miss her a lot. Just like sauce all over their face.
She's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take another.
This is nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I had a couple people this weekend at shows that came up and that were crying. And saying I didn't think I would be able to laugh again.
Oh,
they were just held me in the nicest embrace. But it was sad. I mean, but it also reminded me, like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I could like help bring you out of that and get you to a place where you can laugh for a little bit, because I know how dark that is.
Yeah. Or did they tell you why?
Mm-hmm. One of them had lost her mom. The other one's best friend had passed.
Oh.
And, yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. It's like a good reminder that I know it's like so easy to just get sort of lost in like doing the shows and feeling like, what is it? Is this all life has to offer, or whatever that question was you had? Yeah, is this it?
Yeah.
And no, it's not, because there's like, I don't know, you have an impact on people, a positive impact on people, which is reassuring that, I don't know, it's not Or I guess it is just it, but there's like beautiful moments in that.
Definitely.
That's nice. No one ever tells me that with my job.
Really?
I mean, definitely not.
My head is not in person mode today.
Huh? You mean like you're not present? I don't feel present. I feel like my brain's been like, doing,
I feel like
doing.
I feel like I'm blind. My throat hurts. I really need to change my underwear.
Ew. I'm afraid to ask why. Gross.
Nothing. My stomach is growling, and I can't stop thinking about what's for dinner.
I mean, you've just consumed Celsius today.
Last night, the real estate agent was such a nice.
What is happening?
The real estate agent sent her son to show me the houses, and she got me things from this bakery, a bunch of items, and we were like looking at houses so fast all day, and then went straight to the house. So last night when I got back to my hotel room, I had taken like a quarter of a Xanax, and I was laying there on my side, and I put I put two of them down right next to my bed, and I just laid in bed eating a ham and cheese croissant. And then once I finished the ham and cheese croissant, I ate the chocolate croissant. And when I got out of bed this morning, there were just flakes fucking all over the bed. It looked like someone's really tan skin.
Oh,
Brushed it all off. But I felt guilty about like eating because they were like large, and there was like a lot of cheese in the ham and cheese croissant, and it had been sitting out all day.
Oh, hot ham.
And so today I was just like, I don't need to eat for a little while. But now it's 4:30.
Too late. Yeah,
it's 4:30. My brain's going ding 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 ding.
Oh my god. There's like certain foods that I feel like there's no attractive way to eat them. Croissants are one of them because of the flakes. And then they'll stick to your
everything.
If
you've got lip gloss on, it's fucking game over. Like,
and then salad. I don't know why girls choose to eat salad on a first
salad
date.
is very tough.
It's like you have to open your mouth as wide as you can to like maneuver in the leaves, and then you're like flicking.
It's either that or you're eating
everywhere.
like garbanzo bean by garbanzo bean.
Exactly. And then you end up with like green like spinach stuck in your teeth. And it's just like, what an awful first choice, just to show that you're dainty and eat leaves.
You know what's extremely safe?
Pasta.
No. What? What kind? Maybe like
rigatoni.
Okay, yeah. Not spaghetti though.
No, spaghetti's too slurpy. Yeah,
no spaghetti, no pho, but also fries.
Fries are great.
Great.
Yeah,
Or
fries
pickle
are a
nickel.
real good one. But fries could be bad because if you don't have like restraint, you might catch yourself to be like,
no, I became an architect. I'm fucking good fries. I'm gonna pay for this fry.
Exactly.
I need to be horizontal.
Okay. There should be a horizontal restaurant
Yes, there should.
where like there's a vacuum service to suck up the flakes as you're shoveling croissants into your mouth.
I would say a slider is also fairly safe.
Yeah, a dainty burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a like smoked.
Sushi. Oh, depends on what kind
Well,
of
you're
sushi you get. Yeah. If you don't know how to use chopsticks, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're just stabbing them and
Yeah. Like I was just thinking about it this weekend, and I was just like thinking about little things when I was plugging in my laptop. It didn't work at first. It didn't connect to the projector, and my remote stopped working, which is like how I run the whole show. And like I kept getting these little feelings of like being really like everything's fucked. Like everything is like I have no control over anything. Like because Ben had to run the show from the laptop, and there's like so many cues. And they like need to be right in line with the joke is like when I hit the remote. And I just remember being like, oh my God, like this is like I feel helpless. Like the show's in someone else's hands. And then I just realized like, oh, never mind. It's one show.
So did Ben hit all the cues though? Like, did you have like a sense of like reassurance where it was like, oh, I can actually relinquish some control and it's going to be fine? Or are you still feeling like
a little bit, but I instead just decided to have my first character make jokes about it in the beginning.
okay.
That he had sat on the remote. It was broken. And that he was running the show. So if anything seemed off,
Yeah.
and then a couple funny moments presented themselves because everything was like a little delayed.
Sure.
And I would like scream at him from the microphone. But then a lot of people at the show thought it was part of the act. I was like,
Right.
no, I would not fucking plan for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not planning for my clicker to be broken that runs my entire presentation.
Yeah. But see, that's nice though. Like when you're like sort of forced to be like creative on the spot.
Yeah,
and like
good things happen.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or I remember one show when they said they had a projector and none of it ever worked. And I had to just like change on stage basically. Normally when like sketches play. And I was just like, and people that came to that show ended up coming to the show the next night because they were like, it was just so fun. You could tell that it was like you were improvising because you had to.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
I definitely like when some element of chaos and things, going wrong.
When you were doing Snow Circus and you were Mason, I remember you got caught on the wall when you were climbing over. And that was like one of the funniest, like it was, I knew it wasn't intentional. Yeah. And you were just stuck on the wall. And like, whatever.
I
people
climbed off and my belt hook got stuck.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm stuck. And everyone was like, I'm hanging off in a fucking cowboy hat.
Yeah. And it was so good. It was like, I don't know.
That was a short-lived thing though. That was like,
right. But like I don't know. It's like those moments that give people a sense of pause where it doesn't feel super rehearsed.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're in on a secret. I feel like is fun.
Yeah.
For a show.
Sometimes I feel like there's the capacity for that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck. Like if you're at the end of the rope and something like that happens, it's really easy to like, if you're not in a good place, like completely start spiraling.
Yeah.
That's when you really like need to have some sort of trick to like snap out of that.
Yeah.
And be
totally.
like, dude, just laugh at it. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing yourself any good getting mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It was like in Seattle when Kaylin tackled me and I hurt my knee.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that were in Seattle came to the show in Spokane or one of the shows this weekend. And I play that clip now on the show when she hurt me. And they were like, was that the Seattle show at the Neptune? And I was like, yeah. And then like, we all didn't know if that was part of the act or not. And I was like, it took me 3 minutes to stand up. Like,
that's hilarious.
I wouldn't write that into a show. But I guess from what they're seeing, they're like, well, we don't know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It gives you some freedom, you know?
Yeah.
I would hope that, like, for someone who's, like, put so much pressure on yourself to, like, put on a good show for the audience, it's like, even if it doesn't go well every single time, you are able to, like, conceal it or, like, roll with it in a way where it, like, nobody is walking away disappointed that they didn't get what they were meant to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Give yourself a break.
Step on
the brakes.
I just rolled my eyes so hard it changed my perception of time.
All right, folks.
Go ahead. Take the wheel.
I don't want to. This is the part that I can't do.
Okay. Guys, we love you. If you have any questions, stories, anything you want to know, feel free to use our hotline.
You can email us at startatbirthpod@gmail.com.
If you feel like you simply cannot sit there and draft an email, we now have a phone number that should be on all the publishing sites. You can give us a call, leave us a message. We can't wait to hear your stories, questions, anything at all. Throw them at us. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe, like, rate, comment, and
all of those things.
Whatever the fuck else you do.
And have a great day.
Mariam. I've been Becky Robinson.
And I still am Mariam Mulligafari.